We often talk about ecumenism, but seldom do we ever see it in action. In many of our communities today, people will venture into churches that they're probably driven by, but never ventured into. Today is World Day of Prayer, and the origin of this day has a great story that needs to be told. Way back in the 19th century, Christian women of the United States and in Canada initiated a variety of cooperative activities in support of women's involvement in missions at home and in other parts of the world. They gathered for prayer and were not afraid to venture into each other's churches to pray. A grassroots movement had begun. In 1927, in Queensland and New South Wales, they introduced the establishing of World Day of Prayer in Australia. Other states soon followed. Each year, a different country prepares the program. Australia was given the privilege of preparing the Order of Service in 1958 with the theme Bread of Life, and again in 1986 with Choose Life. This year, the people of Taiwan have prepared the Order of Service. One of the World Day of Prayer's guiding principles states that prayer is rooted in listening to God and to one another. The theme this year is God's promise found in St. Paul's letter to the Ephesians, which is an invitation to active listening, which, let's face it, is the foundation of our prayer. Today in churches across our country and around the world, Christians of all sorts of traditions will gather as people of faith. They will listen to the word of God and to the voices of women sharing their hopes and fears, their joys and sorrows, their needs and opportunities. Faith comes to us in many shapes and sizes. Today, may God give us the wisdom, the courage to tell the stories of faith that transform lives, perhaps even our own.